It's hard to say what really ultimately contributed to Dame's decline. You know, my take on Dame has always been he was a great guy with a good heart whose mouth just got in the way too much. You know, and that's just coming from my own personal dealings with him.
I heard a story of him running up on the Weinsteins and screaming at him
right, that's right.
in a restaurant.
Right.
And then, you know, big surprise, he can't do movies anymore. Because you've done upset two of the biggest dudes in all the movies.
In all of Hollywood. Yeah, so it's like things like that where I think, you know, like I said, Dame, there's times where Dame has been a very great dude to me, just on a personal level. And then there were times where he was just an absolute jerk.
Okay, so you've gotten into it with Dame.
Yeah, and I think that it's a thing where sometimes along the way you rub enough people the wrong way, you lose out on certain opportunities maybe.
Well, especially powerful people.
Yeah.
People who don't have to work with you. They pick exactly who they want to work with.
Right.
And that's it.
Well, yeah, and you know, like I'm sure that's part of it. You know, I can't speak on everything because I don't know all the details, but like, even like with me, when I deal with people, even though there's certain things that I may be entitled to, say contract-wise or negotiation-wise, or things that I feel that I should have, sometimes I don't like to rock the boat too much. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to get what I deserve, but there's a certain way to go about it, because when you're on the rise or you're at the top, it's easy to just throw those demands out at people and have people just do whatever you say. But it's when you're in a lull and things are getting a little bit quiet for you, which happens with all of us. If you do good business when you're up here and you treat people the right way when you're up here, it's much easier to make moves and generate new business when you're going this way a little bit.
So you're saying that Dame's situation now is karma?
I don't know necessarily say, like, again, I don't know the specifics of his issues and his financial issues. I don't know the specifics, so I can't say it's karma. All I can do is speak from.
Let's put it like this. Let's take a step back. So you've had Dame like yell at you before.
I haven't tried to.
Try to yell at you. Mm-hmm. You know, but you know, even someone trying to yell at you leaves a certain type of taste in your mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean? If Dame came up to you today and said, "Hey man, I got this new business deal I want to do with you,"
mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And you weren't really tripping off the money.
Right.
You know, the money was would you work with Dame?
If it was something that made sense, you know, like
if you were on the fence. Yeah,
it would have to be something that made sense, and not necessarily, to be honest, and it wouldn't even be because it's coming from Dame. That's just how I treat all my business.
Okay.
You know, one thing that Puff said to me a long time ago, when me and him didn't have a problem, but there was an issue, but it wasn't like a real problem. But I think, judging from my reaction, he thought that I was taking it harder than I was, or that I was more upset about it than I actually was. And he said to me, he's like, "Yo, you know, like, you don't have to like me. We just have to do business. You know, there's plenty of people that I do business with that I don't like." And I was like, "Well, it's not that I don't like you. I just don't like this situation." You know, but that resonated with me. It was like, you know, sometimes it's about the business first. You know, I mean, if I'm working closely with somebody, there has to be rapport there. I can't like sit in a studio and do something with somebody that I don't like, but we make great music together. If I don't like you, if I can't be around you, I'm not gonna be able to bring the best out of myself or out of you. If it's just a thing where it's just like we're doing a deal, you're paying me to do something for you, and I'm not really dealing with you like that, you know, it's a different story. But like, you know, I do believe in karma. B, you know, I believe in everybody. I don't have the right to be Dame's judge, jury, executioner. So, if, you know, obviously he's made mistakes. He's made mistakes with me. But I was always raised to be the bigger person, try to find the good in the situation. And if you can make something work, make it work. If not, it is what it is.
I'm competing against not just who's hot right now, or who's trendy right now. I'm competing against the whole canon of music. Like, when I think about the greats like Big Daddy Kane and Rakim, they still in my top 10. Kendrick Lamar's creeping up into my top 10, but he only put out one official album and a couple mixtapes.
But Drake hit me up and was like, "Yo, I think people misconstrued in this tweet I just tweeted because he didn't hear about what I did said about my release party." He was like, "Yo, you did rip that song," and he was like, "Yo, I think he said that line was from an intro on his album or something." So